Ready to go.
Okay. Good morning, everybody, and welcome back. Today we've got this little Husqvarna 125 BV, and it won't kick even with starting fluid, but it did once before. Now, I put some gas in it and tried it again and couldn't get anything out of it. Put new fuel lines in it and still couldn't get anything out of it. So what we're going to do now is take the carburetor off and pull through it a couple of times and then hit it with starter fluid with the carburetor off and see if we can get it to start that way. It's entirely possible that the old carburetor is just pouring gas into the engine. So let's get started. Okay, we'll go ahead and pulling the carburetor off on one of these in particular is a little bit of work. Just for the nature of the beast, because it's got the primer up here and it just all sorts of gets in the way. So we'll leave the bolts on the magnet. Like I said, I already put fuel lines on this big boy. And this could be the problem right here. One of the fuel lines, when I put them on, got caught on the carburetor. This is a tight little setup, so you just don't know. So now we're going to loosen this up a little bit, and we're going to pull the handle off because you need to. On this style handle, when we try to take this carburetor off, it's going to hang up on us. There we go. As you can see, the handle's got us trapped. So let's try a 25. Perfect. We're going to use a T25 and pull the handle apart. It's not my favorite design, but it works. Let's see, do we have anything else holding us together? Yep, the handle's part of the whole side, so the side comes off. Now, if you're doing this at home, this will feel like a bigger job than it really is. If you're doing this without power tools, it can take you half the day just to get all the screws in and out. So I strongly suggest a screw gun. It doesn't have to be a Milwaukee or anything. Just about anything will work. Okay, let's see if that does it. And there we go. And now what would have been a gigantic pain in the neck is easy peasy. There's no more fighting it. And now, with the cap loose, you always want the cap loose before you pull the fuel lines off. We're going to go ahead and disconnect everything. There we go. Now I'm going to put it on the floor and pull through it a few times. Okay. Now with the cover off, we're going to go ahead and put the recoil back on. Pay attention when you're doing it this part, because you got two different kinds of bolts. One's threaded and one's a screw. And the bolts for the side cover go into the case. So obviously they're the threaded ones. Okay, and one more. Okay, let's put her on the ground and pull through her. Okay, let's give it a few pulls. See if we can get anything out of it. Let's do it one more time to try to shake all that stuff out of the bottom of the case. Now she should be more cooperative than this with starter fluid going straight in, but there's no telling what's in the bottom right now. Okay, we turned it up on end after we did that, and she is trying to run. So let's rebuild the carburetor and get her all back together. I went ahead and cleaned up the outside of this a little bit. Thing looks just about new. It's in pretty good shape. With a little bit of luck, we'll have all the right parts hanging around the shop for this one. Okay, gotta watch my little magnets, make sure we don't lose any screws. So let's have a look. This is the fuel gasket. It's a pretty common one. It doesn't look as bad as you might think. I can see a little indentation here and here, and the flaps are not centered well, so that needs replaced. There's the other screw. And if you look, the metering diaphragm, it doesn't look good. It's all bubbled up pretty badly. But again, it's a pretty common one. So I'm going to go dig around through the parts and see what I've got to replace these. Okay, after a little bit of digging, I found the correct metering diaphragm and gasket. So when we put them on, it's going to go metering diaphragm, then gasket. Whoop. A little uncoordinated. There we go. So now we're going to wait till tomorrow, because the gasket that I had, the fuel gasket, was almost identical. And I've actually seen people try to poke holes in these to try to make them identical, but I promise, you don't have the precision to make it the way the factory made it. So we went ahead and ordered a 2-pack of the correct gasket, and we'll see you tomorrow and we'll get them together. Our new parts came in and we checked every single hole on the fuel gasket, and everything looks perfect. So let's go ahead and get it together. You've got little pins on the top plate, which make it a little bit easier to get together. There we go. And there we go. Now she's ready to go back on. Now we're going to use our finger to hold the throttle back a little bit, because this is our throttle stop. And there you go. We felt our seat into place. So all we'd have to do is throw the screws on and we're ready to go. Okay, I had to dig around a little bit, but now we got a new primer bulb. So let's click it into place. And if you remember, the long one is the exit from the primer, and the short one is the one that attaches to the carburetor. And the exit to the primer goes to that little line in the fuel tank that does not have a fuel filter on it. So let's put this here. I'm going to give it a couple of pumps, make sure she's working correctly. And it looks great. So now it's just a matter of getting it back together without tying up any of the lines. There's one, there's two. Looks good, looks good. Okay, let's throw our nuts on and call her done. Well, throw the nuts on and then throw the side back on. Okay, looks good, looks good. We're going to double check, make sure everything looks okay. And it does. The fuel's flowing nicely. And that tells us everything we need to know. So now we'll pull this back off and put the side back on. Okay, now let's get our linkage back together. First thing we'll do is hook this here. And we'll go like so. Put her in and test it. We want to make sure that you got everything lined up correctly. because this can always fit on more than one way. Okay, that looks good. So let's put our cover back in place. Let's go full choke. She's already primed up. Don't want to flood it. There we go. Idle sounds okay. There you go. Idle sounds okay. I hear a little bit of stutter on the top end. Now she sounds pretty smooth. Not bad, not bad at all. It seems like it only rains in the springtime in Texas, but it's been raining for 2 straight days. And we finally got, well, a cloudy day. I'll take that. So this one came up pretty nice. New gaskets, new diaphragms, and she's ready to go. Replacing the carburetor is always going to be easier. If you replace the carburetor, it'll even come with the tool to adjust it. So all you new people out there, if you made it this far, you might as well subscribe. It's free and it's what we work for. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.